Hey there folks, and welcome back to the I Am CDB project. I, of course, am your host CDB. You are not, and today we're going to try the Peter Charcalis Goat's Milk Lanolin Shaving Soap version 7 that we've been testing. I did a test lather with this yesterday and it came out quite good. We're also going to be using the Razor Rock Mamba, which you see here. Let me wet the face and we'll get right into it. Excuse me. Stay tuned. Before I get started, have a look at that lather. It is fantastic. Look at that. Really, really nice stuff here. From a quality of lather standpoint, it is really, really nice. So let us give this soap a shot and see how it does. I expect good things from it, but you never know. Things can happen. Maybe it doesn't perform as well as I think it will perform, but judging from the quality of the lather, I don't see where there's a possibility of that. One thing I want to mention is I did another lather sort of tutorial with this yesterday, and where I started off fairly damp with the brush, and I typically do that myself. But sometimes I try with a little more water out of the gate. Sometimes soaps can handle more water right out of the gate and they'll make a beautiful lather. Sometimes they don't, which is why I would recommend starting out a little bit on the dry side when you're lathering and then adding water gradually. This morning I actually gave this a lot more water just to see how it would handle it, and it did a phenomenal job. So this soap can handle water. It's pretty clear. All right, looks like we're lathered up sufficiently. Feels good on the face, that I can tell you. If it only had scent, of course it's in test form now, so there's no scent, but I think this soap is going to be well received, or it will be, at least for any objective person. I think based on the testers who have a pretty good amount of experience, I think there's, I don't know, 6, 7, all experienced. The feedback has been quite positive. So we're sharing our feedback in a sort of private message where we can all see the feedback, and on most things we agree. On some qualities we think, I might think the slickness is better, someone else might think the post is better, but generally speaking, the feedback has been quite good across the board. And boy, that feels, I tell you one thing, it is plenty slick. And there is good, very good residual slickness there. There's no soap there, but still very slick. That's excellent. Very, very good indeed. So from a slickness standpoint, I can tell you right now, quite good indeed. And by the way, let's talk a little bit about the razor. This is the Razor Rock Mamba, which I think was 50 bucks, I want to say, which is really a great price for this razor. It is a mild shaver, and as I told you before, when the Game Changer comes out, I'll probably take to the Game Changer a little more than this, because this one is mild. This one is better for shaving, not better than shaving your face, but I've found is a really good head shaver, at least it was for me. For some reason, it doesn't feel quite as threatening, and you can just sort of coast along without worrying too much about it. So it did a great job on my head. It may not on yours, but for me it worked very well. And it's good face shaver, as long as you don't mind a mild shaver. You don't feel a ton of blade with this guy. It's very, very smooth. But the Game Changer is also smooth. You can feel more blade on the Game Changer though. But I must tell you, from the perspective of the soap, that's glorious. Absolutely glorious first pass. All right, stay tuned. We'll come back for pass 2. All right, here we go. Pass number 2. That first pass was beautiful. Look at that. Really nice. Good lather. Great lather, rather. No problems at all. Today I made it with a little more water, so it's not quite as thick. However, it's doing a great job. The slickness is off the charts, folks. So if it's slickness you seek, you will find it here. Very nice. And I'm sure when this soap comes out, the kids who play on the internet will continue to badger and heckle Peter, but I tell you what, for those of us who know him and know the work that he puts in, I'll be quite happy for him, because the guy just works and works and works all the time. So I have a lot of respect for that. And while he's not been perfect, I know he got, you know, when he had the squabble there last year, whenever it was, with another vendor, you know, he got into some, he said some things to some folks who were, you know, criticizing him out of probably anger that he'd probably like to have back. And not to vendors, but to others. And but who hasn't, again? You know, when your integrity and reputation is being questioned by people who really don't have any part in what you're doing, and they're trying to undo your hard work, I can understand how you could be upset and lose your composure for a time. It wasn't anything really awful, more or less. He was just telling people, if you don't want it, don't use it. Stick to your crappy whatever sort of thing. And again, out of anger. That's not the type of fella that he is. By nature, he's quite kind and has a good heart. So we know that's not a typical response. That's a stressed, my back's against the wall, excuse me, response, which any of us are capable of giving when we've had enough. And so the reason I'm so glad to see this doing as well as it is in terms of performing well is because the guy just works hard. All right, boy. The slickness is outstanding, I gotta say. Extremely good. So Pete, if you're watching, and I hope you are, to get feedback, really nice on that second pass. Stay tuned, we'll come back for pass 3. All right, here we go, the third and final pass. This has been beautiful. I added a little more water to this lather, as I said, during the third pass, so it's not quite as dense. It's got more water in it. It's sort of, not quite as thick, I should say. But boy, the quality of the lather, and I don't know if you can see that bit right there. It holds water rather well, and just does an outstanding job. The slickness is really what I'm finding to be one of the top qualities here. Slickness and residual slickness. Although, you know, I won't know about the post. I will have to, I'll actually reapply that. Silly as it sounds, I'm going to take a shower after I shave my head. And I'll actually reapply this and rinse it off just to get a feel for the post. Because it's, once you take a shower, sometimes you're going to erase the properties, you know, of a soap if you've, you know, really washed it all off with some sort of other soap, shampoo, whatever the case. Obviously, I don't need shampoo, but you get the idea. So I'll apply it and rinse it off really quick just to see how the post sets in. I did notice a really good post on version 6. I didn't notice it as much on version 5. So here we are at version 7, and this has been quite good. So I'm very pleased with this. And man, I keep saying it, but it's true. That residual slickness is just phenomenal. So really outstanding. And I suppose if you add enough water, if you're a little dry on this soap, it's going to be slick. But if you lay the water to it and get a pretty good amount of water in your mix, boy, it's really slick. So I say great job, Pete, on that. Not bad at all. All right. And it looks like we've just finished up a beautiful, beautiful mild shave with the Mamba and this, I guess he's going to call it Ariana and Evans, but it's Peter Charkalis from the shaving shop. All right, stay tuned. We'll come back for the post. All right, and here we are with the Magic by Witches. There's Witch Hazel, which you see here. Slap a little bit of that on, even though it's going to get rinsed off during the shower. Boy, my face feels fantastic, I must say. Very, very nice. Let us also show you our aftershave we're using today, which is Razor Rock XX Old School. Lovely, lovely scent by Razor Rock. Of course, my brush today is the Razor Rock Big Bruise, which is one of my favorite. Oh, that smells good. XX, I love it. Anyway, the Razor Rock Big Bruise is the brush. The razor was Razor Rock Mamba with Astra SP blade. Mild shaver, but I do like it. However, the Game Changer will definitely usurp that guy. And last but not least, we tested out the A&E, which is Peter Charkalis' version 7. Pete, it's getting right where you need it to be, I think. I know you're still experimenting, and maybe you'll send out a V8 to us, but this is really fine. I had no performance issues whatsoever. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB. You're not. God bless.